the old beggar tapped Tony's head 3 times with a gourd. The next second, 2 giant footprints appeared on the ground beneath him. Tony jolted in shock, suddenly realizing this beggar was no ordinary man. Following the old man's instructions, Tony went to the riverbank at midnight. Sure enough, when he looked up, there the beggar was. In the blink of an eye, he appeared right in front of Tony. Tony immediately begged him to teach him martial arts, but after a bit of fiddling, the beggar simply handed him a torn piece of cloth. Tony looked at it and thought there must be a mistake. The writing was messy, with several obvious typos, but the beggar offered no explanation. He casually struck a massive boulder nearby with his palm. Nothing seemed to happen. Tony assumed he was being scammed, but as soon as the beggar turned away, the giant rock exploded into dust. Tony instantly realized just how powerful the old man really was. From then on, Tony trained tirelessly according to the manual, yet no matter how hard he practiced, he couldn't even knock a single leaf off a bamboo stick, while his wife, who had never trained a day in her life, lightly tapped the same stalk and made all the leaves fall. Strangely, the more Tony practiced, the more he forgot. He even started losing the techniques his father once taught him. Discouraged and ashamed, he began to believe he was worthless. What he didn't know was that the beggar had passed down one of the highest level martial arts in existence. In fact, the more martial arts one had learned before, the worse the results. Only by clearing the body of all mixed techniques could the true power awaken. Tony was born with the flawless meridian body, a 1 in a million martial arts genius. What took others 10 years, he could master in a day. But his internal energy flowed opposite to normal, and could only be unlocked by a special technique. Otherwise he would be weaker than even an average person. And that torn cloth was the key to erasing all the mixed skills he had previously learned. Just then, Tony and his wife were summoned home by her father. They thought he was about to announce good news, but instead, he demanded they divorce. He had long since lost faith in Tony. After over a decade of learning the family style, Tony still showed no improvement. Even his daughter had become a laughingstock because of him, but she had no complaints, and stood firmly by his side. Her father was so enraged, he slapped her across the face, yet the couple refused to back down. Out of options, her father gave Tony one final challenge. In 3 days, if he could win first place in the sex grand tournament, and become the grand elder's disciple, he would approve their marriage. It was nearly an impossible task, but Tony agreed without hesitation. From that day on, he trained harder than ever. But the more he trained, the more useless he felt. His wife even suspected he was malnourished, and insisted on taking him to eat something nourishing. Soon it was the day of the tournament. Plans from all over gathered. The competition had 3 rounds. The first round was a test of strength. Contestants had to draw one of 10 bows, each one heavier than the last, from 1 to 10 stones. Each stone weighed 120 pounds. Whoever drew the heaviest bow would win. Contestants stepped up one after another. Even the weakest managed to draw the 3rd bow. But when it was Tony's turn, someone who could usually draw the 2nd bow couldn't even pull the 1st. Laughter erupted below. Everyone was ready to watch him embarrass himself. Then came the 2nd round, a test of agility over the frozen pool. Contestants had to cross the icy water using light footwork. Whoever took the shortest time would win, but if anyone fell in, they would instantly freeze to death. Even the elders advised Tony to quit. After the